I want your complete concentration. Now look at me. Yesterday we wrote the formulae, right? Yesterday we made a list of formulae, right? Then I come to the next concept, the second type of this chapter, and the concept is of cost of living. The cost of living index. The cost of living index. And that we are going to abbreviate as CLI. This is also nothing but generalized group index. This is also called the generalized group index. This is also known as the generalized group index. This is also nothing but the consumer's price index. This is also nothing but the consumer's price index. This is nothing but the consumer's price index. Hold on. This is the concept of the CLI. This is the concept of CLI. As a first point, write down what sort of data will you have. You have the groups, indices, weights. Now remember, in this case, the weights are nothing but the expenditures. Weights are nothing but the expenditures. And remember, indices are nothing but the price relatives. Indices are nothing but the price relatives. Then I make a column IW, take a total. That total is summation IW, and this total is summation W. This total is summation W, then CLI is equal to summation IW over summation W. Summation IW over summation W. This is the one formula for the CLI. Remember, this is the first formula for the concept of CLI. Remember, this is the first formula for the concept of CLI. As a second formula, remember, Las index. Las index is also considered to be the CLI. So what is Las index? Sigma P1 Q naught over sigma P naught Q naught. That into 100, this is also treated to be Las index as a CLI. I want your complete concentration. Las index is also considered to be the CLI. I want your complete concentration. Once again, you know it that Las index is considered to be the CLI. Now, what are the applications of the concept of CLI? देखो मेरी तरफ. What are the applications of the concept of CLI? First application is the determination of dearness allowance. First is the concept of dearness allowance. First is the concept of the dearness allowance, what we popularly call DA. What is popularly known as DA, and we call it a Mahagai Bhatta. Mahagai Bhatta. This is to maintain the standard of living. This is to maintain the standard of living. This is to maintain the standard of living or to compensate. देखो ये ऐसा ही वर्डिंग होगा एग्जाम में. To compensate the rise in cost of living. Compensate the rise in the cost of living means prices. Prices बढ़ती है तो फिर सेम क्वालिटी ऑफ लिविंग, स्टैंडर्ड ऑफ लिविंग मेंटेन करने के लिए क्या देना पड़ेगा? Now what do I do? Remember, I first write the base. I then write the current. In base year, you have some salary. In current year, you have some salary. In base year, In base year, you have got a CLI. Remember, in base year, you have got a CLI. If not given, we treat it to be equal to 100. Then this is CLI. Remember, base salary is given. Base salary is given. And the current salary is what? That's the question. Now this current salary is the required salary. एक मिनट मेरे तरफ देखो. This current salary is the required salary. So tell me what formula will you develop? Tell me what formula are you developing, Santoshi Mehta? Bolo beta. What formula do you develop? Required salary is equal to, tell me what formula would and should be developed. ये फॉर्मूला ही आ सकता है एग्जाम में, प्लीज. फॉर्मूला इज अ थियरी क्वेश्चन. So tell me what formula would you develop? Fantastic. No, it is not up into. It is the current CLI. It is the current CLI over the base CLI. Over the base CLI into the base salary. Into the base salary. Need देखो. Current CLI over base CLI into base salary. Current CLI over base CLI into base salary. Remember, this is the required salary. Minus the salary given. Minus the salary given in the current year. The difference between them is the dearness allowance. Required salary is what? Current CLI over base CLI into base salary money amount. And that salary required minus salary given is the dearness allowance. Salary given is the dearness allowance. Then I consider the second one, the concept of purchasing power of rupee. The purchasing power of rupee. The purchasing power of rupee. Purchasing power of the rupee in current year. What is the meaning of that? Current 1 rupee. Current rupee 1 is equal to how much of base year? How much of base year? That is the very meaning of it. Current 1 rupee is equal to how much of the base year? तो अभी मेरे को वैल्यू कौन सा निकालना है? बेस का. जो पता है वो पहले लिखते हैं. तो इसमें क्या होगा कि करंट इज रिटन फर्स्ट, बेस इज रिटन देन. नाउ करंट ईयर हैज सम CLI. Base year has some CLI which could be 100 and current 1 rupee is equal to what? Now tell me this purchasing power will be equal to what formula will you develop? You develop a formula that this is base CLI. If not given specifically, then we take it 100. Base CLI over current CLI. Base CLI over current CLI into 1. But base CLI may be considered to be 100. And that over current CLI. बाळांनो इकडे बघा. तुम मेरे तरफ देखो. This is 100 over current CLI. Or you can just say this is 1 upon current CLI. This is just considered to be 1 upon current CLI. Oh, yeah. This is just considered to be 1 upon current CLI. तो थ्योरी के लिए क्या लगेगा? थ्योरी के लिए क्या लगेगा? परचेसिंग पावर इज रेसिप्रोकल ऑफ करंट CLI. इट इज द रेसिप्रोकल ऑफ करंट CLI. मेरे तरफ देखो. इट इज द रेसिप्रोकल ऑफ करंट CLI. इतना तुम ध्यान में रख सकते हैं. that it is the reciprocal of the current CLI बाळांनो हो म्हणा हो असं म्हणा purchasing power is the reciprocal of current CLI. Actually, it is 100 upon current CLI. Actually, it is base CLI over current CLI. And we write it as well upon current CLI. Then I come to the third example. अभी तुम मेरे तरफ देखो. I come to the third application, and that is to determine the real value. That is to determine the real value or the deflated value. Real value or the deflated value. तुम मेरे तरफ देखो, real value means deflated value. And I want your complete concentration. Whatever is the current value is the actual value. Whatever is the current value is the actual value, and whatever is the equivalent value in the base year, that base value is nothing but real or deflated value. Real or deflated value. तुम मेरे तरफ देखो इस मीनिंग को समझो. Actual value is the value in the current year, and its equivalent value in the base year is the real or deflated value. हो म्हणा. Is the real or deflated value, याला तुम्ही हो असं म्हणा. अभी निकालेंगे तो कैसे निकालेंगे? How will you find it? First we write current. अभी एक बात समझने की कोशिश करो कि पहले एप्लीकेशन में डियरनेस अलाउंस में फर्स्ट आई रोट बेस, देन आई रोट करंट, आणि बाकी एप्लीकेशंस में फर्स्ट आई एम राइटिंग करंट and then I am writing base. Now current CLI is something, base CLI is something. If not given, we take it equal to 100. Current year's value is the actual value, and base year's value is the deflated value or the real value. This is the deflated value or the real value. And tell me, therefore, deflated value or the real value, what formula would you develop? Tell me, what formula would you develop? And the formula developed will be that this is base CLI. This is base CLI. Over this is current CLI. Base CLI over this is current CLI into actual value. But it is shifted here. So actual value, reshuffled it. Actual value over the current value. Actual value over the current value. And multiplied by base CLI, but base CLI is generally taken to be 100. Base CLI is generally taken to be 100, but that 100 can be dropped because it is not mandatory. You can just write this as actual value over the current CLI. You can also write like this. For theory question, you may need it. And for solving the problems, anyway, we will make the table. तो इन 3 एप्लीकेशंस को तुम अभी लिखो. मैंने तुमको लिखने के वास्ते टाइम दिया है. I have given you the time to write it. Come on, start. हमने तुमको समय दिया है. ये तुम लिखो. इसको तुम लिखो. बांधो है लिखून झालं का? ये तुम्हारा लिखकर हो गया है क्या? लिखो. We shall solve the MCQs later on. Yesterday I posted the set of MCQs for your trial. वो हम सॉल्व करेंगे, लेकिन इसके पहले एक बार हमें रिवीजन तो करनी पड़ेगी, राइट? एक बार हमें रिवीजन तो करनी पड़ेगी, करेक्ट? हो म्हणे ना, हो असं म्हणा, हो असं म्हणा. तुम इसको लिखो. लिखकर हो गया है क्या? तुम्हारा ये लिखकर हो गया है क्या? झालं का बाळांनो? ओके. I then come to the third one. ये सब रिवीजन पॉइंट्स को तुमको अच्छी तरीके से प्रिपेयर करना पड़ेगा. I come to the third point now. I come to the third point now. And the third point is the concept of splicing. This is the concept of splicing. Third point is the concept of splicing. Now, when do I use this splicing? You had got a series A. You had got a series B. You had got two incomplete series. This is the series A, this is the series B. And mind well, there is a common year between the two. There is a common year between the two. There is a series A, there is a series B, and there is a common year between the two. There is a common year between the two. 1 minute हो म्हणा. There is a common year between the two. Now, using A, I compute B. This is splicing of A with B. This is splicing of A with B. Using A, we compute B. Using A, we compute B. This is the concept of splicing of A with B. And using this part of B, we compute this A. We compute this A. This is splicing of B with A. This is splicing of B with A. देखो मेरी तरफ, मैंने तुमको सब प्रोसीजर शॉर्ट में, ब्रीफ में समराइज करके दी है. This is splicing of B with A. एक बात समझने की कोशिश करो. स्प्लाइसिंग मतलब होता है मिक्सिंग. Here I mix A with B. Here I mix A with B. And here I mix B with A. Here you mix B with A. Then remember, year for which we do the calculation. Year for which we do the calculation. Year for which we do the calculation is the current year. जिस ईयर के लिए कैलकुलेशन करते हो दैट ईयर इज अ करंट ईयर। एक मिनट तुम मेरे तरफ देखो, लिखना तो वैसे भी है लेकिन पहले समझो। ईयर फॉर विच वी डू द कैलकुलेशन इज द करंट ईयर। बाळांनो, ये तुमने लिखा है क्या? ये तुमने लिखा है क्या? Then I consider splicing of A with B. Tell me, when I say I want splicing of A with B, I want to find what? ये समझना important है. Tell me, this is to find what? A or B? This is A or B. Finding A or finding B? Finding A or B. बोलो पटकन. This is finding A or B. This is finding A or B. इसके लिए तुम क्या करेंगे? यहां ध्यान में रखो कि स्प्लाइसिंग मीन्स मिक्सिंग. When you put A in B, that means you find what B. That means you find what B. सृष्टि समझा क्या बेटा? यशोधन समझा क्या बेटा? श्री. I want to find B, so I say B is equal to B. I'm telling you a shortcut. ऐसे शॉर्टकट्स बुक में नहीं दिए जा सकते, तो यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड B is B. Divide by A. Multiply by A. Upon A into A. I'm telling you the technique. Upon A into A. What you have to do then is that the formula, because this formula can be required to be used, I mean, as a theory question. The current index in B. अभी यहां दोनों भी कॉमन कॉमन होंगे. Common index in B. That is common index in B over. This is common index in A. This is common index in A. आता ये दोनों कॉमन कॉमन हो गया, तो करंट इंडेक्स इन बी. करंट इंडेक्स इन बी. दिस इज करंट इंडेक्स इन बी. इसको तुम अच्छी तरीके से समझो और फिर लिखो. इसको तुम अच्छे तरीके से समझो और फिर लिखो. Here I have written current and here I have written common. And this is the procedure to find the series B. This current index in B. Current index in B. Yes, this is of course A. This is of course A. Obvio. This is A. नीचे जो है उससे मल्टीप्लाई किया ना. So this is current index in A, of course. Good. Akash. Riva. And then I write the formula for splicing of B with A. ये तुम्हारा लिखकर हो गया है क्या? I then consider splicing of B with A. Splicing of B with A. तुम मेरे को बोलो कि अभी मेरे को मिक्सिंग करना है B in A. Mixing B with A. So when you put B in A, tell me this is to find what? This is to find what? This is to find what? This is to find A. अगर A निकलना है, I will say A is A over B into B. अभी यहां लिखो current, यहां भी लिखो current और यहां लिखो common. Abhi, I want you to write the formula because the formula can be used as a theory question. That can be asked as a theory question. So, लिखो. Write down the formula now. तुम फॉर्मूला को लिखो. तुम फॉर्मूला को लिखो. हो म्हणा. हो असं म्हणा. तुम इस फॉर्मूला को लिखो. तुम इस फॉर्मूला को लिखो. तो कैसे लिखेंगे? It will be current index in A. It is current index in A. Is common index in A. Is common index in A. Over this is common index in B. Over this is common index in B. And that into current index in B. This is current index in B. ये समझने की कोशिश करो. This formula can be used as a theory question. This formula is the theory question. Otherwise, there will be the problem based on these. Otherwise, there would be the problem based on these. हो म्हणा बाळांनो. हो म्हणा बाळांनो. ये हो गया concept of splicing. This is the concept of splicing. This is the concept of splicing. Then the fourth type is base shifting of base. The fourth type that we discuss now is the base shifting of base. So type number 4 is base shifting. Type number 4 is base shifting. Base shifting. That means shifting of abnormal base to the normal base, to the normal ear. करो splicing का. पूरा करो, no problem. Take your time. पहले splicing को पूरा करो. कर श्री अंबेकर करा. श्री अंबेकर करा. तुम इसको लिखकर पूरा करो. तुम इसको लिखकर पूरा करो. लाला का बहनो, तुम्हारा लिखकर हो गया है क्या? तुम्हारा लिखकर हो गया है क्या? Well, then I come to the base shifting of abnormal base to the normal base. Now tell me, how should be the base here? How should be the base here? ये भी MCQ हो गया. How should be the base here? ये MCQ हो गया. That it should be a normal ear. It should be the normal ear. Not having, देखो मेरे तरफ, not having social or natural abnormalities. Social or natural abnormalities like flood, epidemic, अभी ये word common हो गया. Then it could be the earthquake. It could be the earthquake. It could be the war. It could be the riots. ये abnormalities ऐसी इस तरीके की नहीं होना चाहिए. And the base year should not be the year in distant past. Should not be the year in the distant past. It should be the recent year. It should be the recent year. It should be the recent year. That means for 2020, 1920 cannot be the base. 1920 cannot be the base. You can take 2015 as a base. 2015 can be a base. ये सब थ्योरी के लिए लगता है. ऐसे सब क्वेश्चंस तुमको थ्योरी के लिए लगेंगे. थ्योरी इज मोर इंपॉर्टेंट देन प्रॉब्लम्स. प्लीज ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड. Theory is more important than problem. Please try to understand. हो असं म्हणा बाळांनो. हो असं म्हणा. Very nice. Very nice. Good boys and girls. अभी तुम जरा मेरे तरफ देखो. Imagine that I have the series of years 2001, 2002, 2003. Suppose if I had these years. Then you get an old series. You have an old series. And now you want to construct the new series. I call old series as A and new series as B. These indices are 100, 720 and 730. अभी समझने की कोशिश करो. We will develop a formula from this. अभी इसको मेरे को 100 करना है. इसको मेरे को 100 करना है. मतलब tell me this year is called what? Tell me this year is called what? This year is a new base year. This year is a new base year. And imagine I had to find this. So this year is the current year. This is the current year. जिसको निकालना है वो current year है. जिसको निकालना है वो current year है. Now I just use the formula for splicing. I just use the formula that I have used for splicing. मेरे तरफ देखो. That B is equal to B. And that over A into A. यही formula हम use करेंगे. So I use the formula B is B over A into. But remember, Abhi, what is this B? Tell me what is this what that we are finding? It is the new index in B. It is the new index in B. ये new year में है. Now this 100 is what? This 100 is the new index in new base. It is the new index in new base. New index in new base. New index in new base. That over this 120. And this 120, tell me what name will we give. This is old index in new base. This is old index in new base. This is old index in new base. and into this 130, tell me what will be this 130, what name will be given? This is old index in current year. It is old index in current year. This is old index in current year. हो मैंने बांधना. Therefore, I can rewrite this as, ये तो हमेशा 100 ही होता है कि नहीं? So what I will write this is as old index in current year. This is old index in current year. This is old index in current year. Over old. So ये दोनों भी old है. Old index in new base year. This is old index in new base year. And that into 100. ये हो गया new index in B. This is new index in B. Remember, this formula can be asked as a theory question. This formula is for the theory question. इसको तुम अच्छी तरीके से लिखो. This is used as the theory question. Formula may come as a theory question. अभी इसको तुम अच्छी तरीके से लिखो. I have given you the time. I have given you the time. तुम इसको अच्छी तरीके से लिखो. हमने तुमको वक्त दिया है. तुमको थोड़ा सख्त बनना है. हमने दिया है वक्त. आपको बनना है सख्त. ये तुम्हारा लिखकर हो गया है क्या? Now, as an example, remember. I'll give you an example for just consolidation of concept. Take up the question. That a series of index number is 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, and 2005. 100, 125, 130, 142, 150. Compute the series. Compute the series with 2003 as base. Abhi, tell me what is the original base. तुम करेंगे इस प्रॉब्लम को. तुमको अगर समझा है थ्योरी तो तुम इसको करेंगे क्या? तुमको अगर ये प्रॉब्लम की प्रोसीजर समझी है तो फिर तुम प्रॉब्लम को करेंगे क्या? करो करो, अब तुम करो। तुम इसको करो। पहले तुम फॉर्मूला लिखो। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल राइट फॉर्मूला विदाउट कॉपी। अभी कॉपी कितने करेंगे ना, अभी बहुत दिन हो गए। अभी कॉपी मत करो, अभी अपना अपना लिखो। करो। Tell me, I have now to consider what? I have now to find what B. B is B. That over A. That into A. अभी लिखते समय कैसे लिखेंगे? This is current, new index in current year. There is new index in current year. Now this is equal to ये A को लिखेंगे. Old index in current year. Old index in current year. Over. This is old index in new base year. Old index in new base year into 100. अभी करते समय ये जॉब बहुत सिंपल है, एक्चुअली प्रैक्टिकली ये बहुत सिंपल है. कॉल दिस ए, कॉल दिस बी, बी इक्वल टू बी, दैट ओवर ए इंटू ए. अभी रिमेंबर दिस इंडेक्स इज बाउंड टू बी 100. दिस इज ऑब्वियसली 100. हो असं म्हणा. Now what I will do is that this is b upon a into 100. So b upon a into current index in A. So for that matter, this will be 100 over 130 into this 100. This is 100 over 130 into 125. This is 100 over 130 into 142. And this is 100 over 130 into 150. ये आंसर हो गया. Actually, remember, base shifting is like splicing only. Base shifting is like splicing only. Base shifting is like splicing only. Only thing is that the formula for theory question is different. This is for theory question. But for solving the problem, we are going to use the same technique. अरे हे तुम्हाला कळलं का बाळांनो? ये तुमको समझा है क्या? Then I come to the type number 5. I then come to the type number 5. देखो तुम मेरी तरफ, तुम मेरी तरफ देखो. I come to the type number 5 and this is link relative. This is link relative and the concept of chain based index. Chain based index. Now link in relative is also called the link index and this is also called the chain index. This is also called the chain index. जरा मेरी तरफ देखो. I'm just writing the summary so that we can start solving the problems. Now my question to you is, tell me what is the formula for price relative? Tell me what is the formula for price relative? तुम बोलो what is the formula for the price relative? इसको तुम बोलो. एक एक चैप्टर को हम पूरी तरीके से पहले रिवाइज करते हैं और फिर एमसीक्यू सॉल्व करते हैं. I don't expect that you know anything. Tell me price relative is what? This is current price. Meanwhile, this is current price. Over this is base price. Over this is base price into 100. You can write this as P1 over P0 into 100. Or you can write this as Pn over P0 into 100. One means 10. Over now. Now I am going to write link relative. I am now going to write the formula for link relative LR or link index. It can be written as link index. Now what happens? Try to understand. This is current price over the previous price into 100. Mind well. This is previous price into 100. Previous price into 100. So this can be written as Pn. आता खाली काय लिहू सांगा. नीचे मैं क्या लिखू? nth प्राइस अपॉन प्रीवियस म्हणजे काय? nth प्राइस मतलब प्रीवियस ईयर क्या होगा? nth ईयर का प्रीवियस ईयर क्या होगा? गुड. So this is P of n minus 1 into 100. Mind where this is nth year and this is n minus 1th year. This is n minus 1th year. Nth year over n minus 1th year. Pn over P of n minus 1 and that into 100. इसको तुम लिखो. इसको तुम लिखो. इसको तुम लिखो. हो गया है क्या? तुमका लिखकर हो गया क्या? वेरी गुड. And then remember chain-based indices. The chain-based indices CBI. The chain-based indices CBI means chain index. Means chain index is equal to chain index is equal to is average LR of current year. Average LR of current year into CBI of previous year and that divided by 100. बेटा तुम इसको समझने की कोशिश करो. Average LR of current year into CBI of previous year over 100. इस फॉर्मूला को तुम अच्छी तरीके से समझो. I give you a question. Come on, start. I give you a question. Year 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009. Prices 13, 17, 20, 25. Compute the CBI. I give you problem. I give you time as well. करो. I have given you the time as well. करो. First of all, you need to find the LR, which is current upon previous into 100. पहले LR निकालो, फिर CBI निकालो. करो. टू थाउजेंड को पहले तो 100 ही लेना है. First you have to take 100 only. First year is always 100 beta. Even CBI is 100 for the first year. First year Santoshi Mata is always 100. पहला जो ईयर होता है दैट इज ऑलवेज 100. Difference will start now. Difference will start now. करो. तुम इसको करो. ये तुमका हो गया है क्या बाळांनो? झालं का? ये तुमका हो गया है क्या? लगा। तो अभी 10 में ये लिंक रिलेटिव्स पहले निकालना पड़ेगा, वो क्या होगा? This is 13 over 10 into 100. This is 17 over 13 into 100. This is 20 over 17 into 100. And this is 25 over 20 into 100. अभी तुम मेरे को बोलेंगे ये एक एक फिगर क्या आती है? टोटल नहीं करना है अपने को. Who told you we have to make a total? टोटल नहीं करना है यारे, टोटल हमको नहीं करना है बड़ा. बोलो कितना हुआ है? First is 100, second is 130, the third is what? 130.76. 130.76. Next is what? 117.64. And the last is what? 125. Now remember, this is 100. Now what is the procedure? Current LR, previous CBI into and over 100. So this is 130 into 100 over this is 100 and this is 130. Then I consider this into this. So this is 130.76, that into 130 previous and that over 100. तो ये कितना होता है बोलो? 169.98. 169.98. Now I had to consider this into this. So tell me now, how will you go? Tell me now, how will you go? This is 117.64 into 169.98 and that over 100. ये तिरका जाता है, क्रॉस जाता है. तो फिर ये कितना हुआ? 199.97. 199.97 and lastly it is going to be the cross multiplication over here, and this is going to be 125 into 199.97 and that over 100. Tell me how much is this? 249.96. हो असं म्हणा. हो असं म्हणा. And then I consider the last type, number 6. Last type number 6, the test of index numbers. The test of index numbers. FBI means price relative. FBI means price relative. Price relative is also called FBI. That is not asked. So type number 6 is test of index numbers, and the first one is time reversal test. First one is time reversal test. Time reversal test, and the abbreviation suppose is time reversal test like this. Tell me what is the statement in formula. In the symbols, what is the formula? That is P01 into P10 is 1, or I01 into I10 is 1, where P01 is a price index, with 0 base and 1 current. 0 base and 1 current. So tell me what depends on what. 0 base and 1 current means tell me what depends on what. Bola, what depends on what? 0 base 1 current means tell me what depends on what. One depends on 0 or 1 based on 0. 1 based on 0. And this 1 based on 0 means 1 on 0. ये MCQ है. Actually, it means 1 based on 0 or 1 depends on 0. Whereas, tell me what will be P10. That is price index. That is price index. Tell me with what and what. With 1 now is a base and 0 is a current. 0 is a current. That means this is 0 on 1. And tell me in verbal form, in the words, what will it mean? In the words, what will it mean? In the words, what will it mean? It is the product of indices. It is the product of indices obtained by by reversing the time periods. By reversing the time periods. Reversing the time periods is equal to 1. Product of indices by reversing the time periods is equal to 1. प्लीज ये एक MCQ हो गया. This is MCQ. You can give the number. This is 1. This is 2. It can be in the mathematical form or it can be in the verbal form. लिखो. तुम इसको लिखो. बाळांनो, हे तुमचं झालं का? हो गया है क्या? Then I consider the second one, and that is factor reversal test. That is the factor reversal test. And factor reversal test FRT. And my first point is, tell me what is the mathematical wording. Is P01 into Q01 is sigma P1 Q1 over sigma P0 Q0. ये हो गया इसका मैथमेटिकल स्टेटमेंट एमसीक्यू नंबर 3. And in verbal form, what does it mean? Product of price index and quantity index. Product of price index and quantity index is equal to value index. Is equal to value index. Is equal to value index. And value index means ratio between expenditures in current and base years. Current and base years. Please write down. Write down. This is P01 into P10. Santoshi Mata, we have written already. Oh, sorry, this is not P12. Why did I write? This is P10. Good, Santoshi Mata. देवी का हमें आशीर्वाद है तो हमारी गलती भी सुधर जाएगी, है कि नहीं संतोषी माता? P01 into P10. P01 into P10 ही है. हो मैडम, हो मैडम. झालं का बाळांनो? ये तुमका हो गया है क्या? So this is MCQ number 3. This is MCQ number 4. Then the third one we have is the circular test. The third one we have is the circular test. And what is the statement of it? P01 into P12 and back P20 is 1, or I01 into I12 into I20 is 1. This is 1. And in verbal form, tell me what will it mean? In the verbal form, tell me what does it mean? Product of indices obtained by considering the periods in circular order is 1. आता ये सर्क्युलर ऑर्डर मतलब क्या? 0 बेस 1 करंट, 1 बेस 2 करंट and back 2 base 0 current. LICO. This is MCQ number 5 and this is MCQ number 6. This is MCQ number 6 इसको तुम लिखो. तुमका हो गया है क्या? It's circular order. Then I consider the MCQ number 7. I now consider the MCQ number 7 and circular test is extension to time reversal test, or time reversal test is special case of circular test. लिखो MCQ नंबर 7 is पे. इस पे का फिर MCQ नंबर 7. हे सर्क्युलर ऑर्डर है रे. हे तुम्हाला सर्कल नहीं कळत का? सो ये तुमको सर्कल नहीं समझता है क्या? This is circular order. हे असं सर्कल काढलेलं तुम्हाला कळत नाही का? हे नोटेशन तुमको पता नहीं है क्या? अभिषेक, ओए अभिषेक. And the last test is unit test. The last test is the unit test. The last test is the unit test. Index number should not depend on units of measurement. Units of measurement should not depend on units of measurements like kg, meter, liter, etc. Index number formula should not depend on the units of measurement kg, meter, liter, etc. इसको लिखो. तुम इसको लिखो. तुम इसको लिखो. तुम इसको लिखो. बाळांनो हो म्हणा. हो असं म्हणा. Very good. And then we make a table. I consider Lasperes formula, Pache's formula, Darvish-Bowley's formula, Marshall-Edgeworth's formula, Fisher's formula, simple aggregative index, then simple average of price relatives, geometric mean of price relatives. Now remember, I consider time reversal test, I consider factor reversal test, I consider circular test, and I consider unit test. Lasperes formula does not satisfy any test except unit test. Pache's formula does not satisfy any test using except unit test. This does not satisfy any test except this. कितना सोपा है देखो. कितना सोपा है देखो. यूनिट टेस्ट का कोई फॉर्मूला नहीं है, जस्ट अ स्टेटमेंट समझाओ. इसको कोई फॉर्मूला नहीं है. इंडेक्स नंबर शुड बी यूजेबल, एप्लीकेबल फॉर एनी यूनिट्स ऑफ मेजरमेंट. दैट्स इट. Marshall-Edgeworth formula does satisfy, does not satisfy, does not satisfy, and does satisfy. Does not, and does. Does not, does and not. Does not, but does. Geometric mean will be satisfying this, but not this. ये तुमने लिखा है क्या बाळा? नो. तो Fisher's formula satisfies all test except factor reversal test. Except the factor reversal test. Therefore, it is ideal index number. Then, geometric mean is the most appropriate mean. Geometric mean is the most appropriate mean. Although arithmetic mean is convenient to use. Few sentences is convenient to use. And the third one is that few notes you have to understand. And the third one is that index number is the pure number. Index number is the pure number not having any unit of measurement. Not having any unit of measurement. Not having any unit of measurement like kg, meter, liter, etc. And here just write down here Walsh's index number. Does satisfy, does not satisfy, does satisfy, does satisfy. लिखो Walsh's index number. इसको तुम लिखो. हो म्हणा बाळांनो. हो असं म्हणा. हो असं म्हणा. झालं. That is the end of the revision. That is the end of the revision. And we shall start solving MCQs on that tomorrow. We are going to start with the MCQs of that tomorrow. Okay. यहाँ मैंने अच्छा वॉश को सर्कुलर में हाँ लिखा है कि नहीं? वॉश सर्कुलर को नहीं करता है. वॉश डज नॉट सेटिस्फाई द सर्कुलर टेस्ट. बस बाकी कुछ नहीं. करो. फिशर में मैंने क्या किया है? ये सर्कुलर टेस्ट इज नॉट सेटिस्फाइड. See, Fisher's formula does not satisfy only the circular test. Except the circular test, I'm sorry. Except the circular test. Except the circular test. Not factor. Except the circular test. Except the circular test. Therefore, it is ideal index. In fact, Fisher's index number is the only formula. That satisfies factor reversal test. Fisher's formula is the only formula that satisfies factor reversal test. बाळांनो हे तुम्हाला कळलंय का? ये तुमको समझा है क्या? Okay. Then we shall solve the MCQs. Till tomorrow, keep the printouts ready with you. Till tomorrow, keep the printouts ready with you. Okay? Okay, Manana. Okay. So, goodbye. So, a very goodbye.